Good afternoon. So for today, our training here basically will more on AutoCount V2, the billing part, which is sales and purchase. So for accounting, we might go through a little bit, maybe if we have extra time. Okay. So, right. So if no other question, I will start right now. Okay, so before we start to do our sales or purchase, what we need to do, we'll need to create our debtor and supplier, what we call creditor account. Right. To create it, it will be under AR or AP. So you can see there's a debtor maintenance or creditor maintenance. So I will start with the debtor first. Okay. So first you come in, you can see the listing here. It will list out when you create more and more debtor, all will be showing here with the detail, right? So to create a new debtor, press the new button. Okay, so you can see a few columns here. So first thing will be the control account. By default, system will already create a default control account for you for debtor and also creditor. So you can create your one through the account maintenance if you want to have having different of control account. Otherwise, normally we will just use one control account for all the debtor. All right. So far can hear, right? Right. Okay, so this is your control account. Control account, if you're holding the total amount of all your total outstanding amount for all your debtor. So when you check your balance sheet report, it will first show out the control account and break down by the two. Right. So debtor type, you may create based on your preference. You can have different of the different type of the debtor. It just help you to filtering easier. When you preview aging report or statement report, you can filter by the debtor type you put in here, right? The debtor type will be created under general maintenance. Later I will show you. Where is it? Okay. So first, the first thing will be your company name. Okay. So each of the debtor, you will have their debtor account. So the first 3 digits will come from your control account, then followed by the first alphabet of your company name, then the running number 001. I will change my now will be better, or need to be more louder. Is it okay for now? All right. Okay. Ish. All right. So I come again. So that the first 3 thing will be your control account, right? With the debtor type is for the filtering. So continue. We will need to key in your name. So the debtor account will auto generate for you, but you can change. If you just want it to auto running, you can delete it, right? Okay. So the combination will be your control account followed by the first alphabet with the running number 001. So it can more maximum up to 9 999, right? So different alphabet will be different of running number. Let's say you have another customer start with A or B, so if you start running with come again with 001 again. Okay. So here will be your billing address. So as you can see, for debtor you have billing address and delivery address. So the different will be billing address will be show up when you print SO, sales order, sales invoice. But the delivery address will be print out when you will be show out when you print for delivery order. All right. So if you sometimes we will forget to put in the delivery address, so customer will ask why I print out the delivery order. We will not showing any address on that because you need to put in from here, otherwise it will be empty. All right. So I just simply put in. So once you key in your billing address, okay, hold on. Okay, so I'm moving my screen now. See whether you can see same thing as mine. Is it now okay? All right. Okay. So I think you miss out. Okay. So to create your debtor is come under AR debtor maintenance, right? So with the new. Just now you didn't see the screen, right? Okay. I repeat again. So for debtor, you have control account. So it will be showing here. All right. It's already created for you. You may create your own one if you want. So like I mentioned just now, debtor account is you're holding all the outstanding amount for the debtor. So debtor type basically just for report filtering. So with this, you may do filter on your debtor aging or statement or all the report related to the debtor. So here will be the name. So debtor account will come out automatically. So as you can see here, you have billing and delivery, right? So when I key in the billing address, so it will prompt a button here, set identical, which is it will help you to, if your delivery address same as your billing address, you can just press it, it will copy for you. Otherwise, you may copy manually, it's okay. Okay, right. So the others will just a basic information like postcode, phone number, and fax number, all the things. So area you can set. The area same like the debtor type, you need to create first under the general maintenance. Otherwise, it will be empty. Nothing can be chosen from here. So same thing area you can just also for you to do your filtering for on the debtor report, right? So email address, postcode, website, all is just a basic information. So if you have sales agent, you can put in here, which means that if you assign the sales agent for your debtor, whichever you create any invoice, the sales agent will prompt and automatically choose it as a sales agent for the particular invoice. But you're still able to change it in the invoice side if you want. So this is just you can treat it as a default agent, but for one debtor you can have more than one agent in the invoice. All right, it's not fixed. Okay. So you may have statement type. So this is to define your statement type, the default statement type when you preview your debtor statement. But this can be changed when you're still able to choose when you preview your debtor statement. The most important will be this one, the aging on. If you affect your debtor aging report and debtor statement. So it depends. Let's say if you have credit terms like 30 days, 60 days, and 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months, right? With all these credit terms, so the due date for your invoice will be different with your invoice date, right? So at the time, when you preview your aging report, you can decide for the debtor, you need to aging on invoice date or due date. But if you're using COD, you choose either one will be the same result, right? Let's say, for example, I choose due date and my credit will be 1 month. So I issue a invoice on March. So my invoice date will be March, but with the credit term of 30 days, so my due date will be add on 1 month, so will be on April. So if I'm using aging on due date, so when the time I preview my debtor aging report, the outstanding amount of the March invoice, it will plot under the column April instead of March. All right. Okay, this is the general information you need to fill in for the debtor. Right. So contact is just basically for you to fill in any contact that any person that you know belongs to this company. So you can key in their HR, finance manager, or any other person. Just keep it as a record. So next time you may refer from here, then you can know their phone number and email, all the things. All right. This is optional. So branches, let's say if you have branches, you can create under here. Name. So PNG. So name branch maybe. So for your branch, if you have different address with your building address, so you may key in here. So when the time when you in your transition site, you may choose the branch for the particular invoice. So from the time you may decide whether you need to show out the branch address or the building address for your company, right? This is the mainly purpose for the branch, right? So others information, same thing. You have the postcode, mobile, agent area as well. Okay. So tax exemption basically will be used when you have your company subjected to SSD sales tax. So if you have that, let's say if for example you're under sales tax, your customer can request the exemption from government. So which means that some particular item you're not able to charge them with the SSD code. So you need to put in here. Let's say what item, then what's the number. This one you will get for government, then what's the tax code going to use. So which means the particular invoice will be zero SSD. But this one will be, you can check with us when you start using SSD, we will guide you with detail, right? So from here, others, you have the sales tax exemption as well. Let's guide it. So this is the detailed discount, which means that you may key in by amount or percent. So when you issue the invoice for the particular customer, each of the item, it will automatically have the discount of 5% or 5 ringgit. If no, you just leave it empty, right? So tax code. So all these things will be related to tax. So price category, if you need to use together with the item price book, I think some of you may use it before. So price category, basically you can set up the different pricing for the same item by categorize using price category. So after that, you can assign your customer under which category, so you will enjoy what's the pricing that you maintain in the item price book. But this is previously had, but we have another thing called multi-pricing. Multi-pricing will be similar purpose, but a different way of setting it. Multi-pricing, which means that for each of the item, you can set price 1 to price 6. So once you maintain it, so from that, you can just choose for your debtor if you entitled under price 1 or price 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, based on your item maintenance. Later on, I will show you where's the pricing. Right. So other things we will no need to change much. So the option here, allowed to change multi-pricing on document, which means that even you already set, let's say your customer is under price 3, with this option take, when come to the invoice, it will still be able to change the multi-pricing for the particular invoice. If you want to make it fixed, you just untick it, right? So other than that, here will be notes. You can key in any related information or extra information for your customer, right? And then you just save. Okay. So this is how you create your debtor. So when you create more and more, here will be longer and longer, right? So the next thing will be creditor maintenance. Basically, for creditor maintenance, will be same thing as debtor, right? You just press new. So same thing. You have the control account, and you have the creditor type as well. So creditor account have the billing address, but for our creditor, it doesn't have the delivery address, so all will be brought under billing address. So regardless what's the document you print out, it all will be show out the billing address. All right. I'll make it simple. Okay, so other things will be the same. You have postcode, area, email, website, attention, who's the person in charge, business nature, and purchase agent. So purchase agent and sales agent will be maintained separately. So which means that if the person is a sales agent of the company and also a purchase agent, you need to create on both sides, right? So same thing, statement type and the aging on. You have the credit terms as well. So, but the credit term you may create, like let's say you don't want to 1 month, 2 months, and 3 months, you need to 4 months or 5 months, you can create later on. All right. So you have the contact, branches, and the tax exemption, all will be the same thing. Right. So, but here you cannot set the multi-pricing because the multi-pricing are only for sales and also the notes. All right. Okay, this is for creditor. So before I proceed to the stock, any other question for your debtor and creditor, you may unmute or maybe you can type on the chat. All right. The first question which means you need to create more than one debtor, right? Yes, you need to key one by one, but you have one option here. Let's say you create ABC. So there's an option here to help you faster. You can pick this option. After save, you proceed with new debtor. So once with the option, when you save, it will not close the window. It will when you save, you can straight away key in the next information for the next debtor. So it might be faster compared to you need to press new one by one. But you want to create 10 debtor at the same time, it cannot be done. Otherwise, you may consider import to Excel, but that will be another way. Yeah. Right. So, any other question for debtor and creditor? You may unmute or you can type. If no, I will proceed, all right, to the stock item. Stock item, yeah, the multi-pricing will related to the stock. So which I will show you later on how to maintain the multi-pricing. All right. So stock compared to debtor and creditor stock item, you have more thing to know. Okay, so under stock item maintenance, right? So the interface is basically the same. Outside will be your listing. So create a new one, same thing, just press a new button. All right, so here will be the page for you to create item. So first thing, the item code, same as your debtor account, is your main key for your item. So everything you relies on the item code. So the two way to create it, you just press the plus button, it will auto generate for you. So as you can see, I run until 04, so the next thing will be 05. But for item code, because normally we will not have a standard format, so each of the item will have different codes, so you can just key in whatever you need. You can add in a prefix or any symbol. Okay, it's acceptable. All right. So description, you need to describe what's the item for, what's the detail for the item. Let's say easier apple. Okay. So the second description, so you have the description 1 and 2. In your invoice, by default, they will only show out the description 1. Description 2, if you want to show up, you need to customize your form to drag it out. Otherwise, it will be showing the first line only. Right? So total balance quantity, if you update by your opening balance and your sales and purchase, so user not able to key anything from here if you update by system automatically. So lead time and duty rate is the for GST that time. So for now you may not use, you can just leave it. So supplier tax code and the purchase tax code it will be used if you're entitled under SST. And also tariff code will be related to SST as well. Basically, each of the product or each of the service you provide, if you're under SST, you will have one tariff code you need to maintain and put in here. So it will capture into your SST report. All right. Right. So for item, here you will have you have 5 options here. So need to take notes if you're using the default basic edition, you will only have item group and type. So if you're using an edition with the module, what we call advanced item, you will have 3 more levels to be used, right? So what's the difference here? Actually, for item type to item brand category, it's just a level by level. Let's say level 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just for you. You can treat it as a tagging, because it can help you to fill it. With all this information, you will be able to filter when you preview your stock card and stock balance. Okay, so it's mainly the main purpose will just help you to make you easier when you're doing the report filtering, right? But the item group will be different. For item group, we may set different GL account for sales and purchase side. When the time you create stock group, you may set what's the sales account and what's the purchase account, what's the GL code for the sales and purchase. Then you assign it for your item. So when this item being used in your invoice or purchase invoice, the GL code will be used based on the setting that you maintain under stock maintenance. That one I will show you the screen. So, but other than item group, the other 4 level will be the same purpose. It's just for filtering or just for easier for control, right? So here you may decide whether it's applied in sales and purchase. If you untick it for purchase, which means that purchase invoice, you're not able to found this item anymore. All right, because some of the item you may just purchase, but you're not going to sales, then you can just take opposite side. All right. So is it active? Is it a promoter? Is it a discontinue? If you tick it, which means that you may still, if your item is still having the balance quantity, you may still able to choose it when you're doing sales invoice, but you're not able to use it in your purchase, which means it's on already stopped until you saw it under up to 0, then it is considered totally stopped. All right, which means you only can stop out but cannot stop in if you take this option. Okay, so back order control, which means that if you untick it, so system will not help you to manage if the item quantity already become 0 or negative. Because if you normally when the item is already 0, but you're still going to create sales invoice for it, then system will prompt you a message saying that the item is already back order. Do you still want to continue? So depends on your access right. Admin will not be able to save, but normal user may not able to save. Right? Okay. So normally you need to have it to help to reason manage. So the costing method, there's 5 types of costing method. Right? The first thing, fixed cost, which means that if you're using fixed cost, the costing will be come from your standard cost you key in here. So which means that you're using fixed cost, you need to key in all the costing one by one for all your items. And it will not be changed unless you come and change here. Weighted average, which means that system will automatically calculate for you based on your balance quantity, total cost divided by balance quantity, so you will get the average costing for the item. The costing will become captured from your purchase invoice when the time you're doing purchase. So the pricing will be captured as a cost. Then it will calculate out average cost for you in your stock card report. So first in, first in, first out. So the first batch will come in first, then will be the first batch to out. So this will be the opposite side. The last one, last in, first out. Okay. And the most recently, which means that if you use the last invoice as your costing, the last purchase invoice as your costing. Okay. So this is for the costing. So for each of the item, you may choose the main supplier for it. Okay. So stock control, whether you need to manage the stock, balance quantity, and costing all the things. So if you untick it, so here will be not able to choose. Stock control, basically, if you untick, if you not show out the item code in your balance report, stock card report, which means all the stock report will not able to see the item because it will treat it as a service, not the actual stock. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, so then the next thing will be your detail. So UM, which means that how the unit of measurement, like piece, kg, cm, carton, what we call all the things what we call your UN. So from here you may set for what's the base UN, what's the UN you're going to use when you're doing sales, and the purchase UN and report UN. Report UN, which means that the UN we're going to use this to show up when you preview stock report. So depends on your module or your edition, you may have only can maintain one UN. If you have the module what we call multi-UN, you can add more than one UN. So basically how it used, let's say for Apple, we saw by piece. So one piece related, the rate will be one. But at the same time, maybe you will sell it as a carton or a special packing. You may have pack and carton as well. So to be careful, the rate here. So which means carton, you will need to key how many pieces inside. So let's say 12, and for tagging maybe have 4. Okay, so if you have more and more UN, the rate need to based on the UN with the rate 1, which means that you cannot, let's say one carton have 3 packets, you cannot key in 3 here. Right? Okay, so you key in 12, which means that when you in your invoice, when you choose the item, then you change the UN to carton. But the quantity, even you put 1, right? So in the end, it will minus 12. Okay, based on your setting here. Okay. Okay. So come to here. So if the UN have their cost and price, so you need to be careful. So let's say I put 5 here. When I change to other UN, the pricing will be different. So here all the info here will based on the UN you currently use select. Okay. Right. So here will be your real cost. Real cost will be updated by system. You cannot be changed. So standard cost you can key in. Okay. If you know if your item has a fixed cost here, you can key in the standard cost here. Then you can mark up by how many percent? 2%. Okay. So minimum purchase and maximum purchase price, you can set the minimum of the maximum. The pricing can be when you're doing purchasing invoice. -1, which means no control. All right. Or you can set 0 to 10. So if you key in the purchase transaction with the item, you key more than 10, right? The pricing, then system will prompt you, are you sure you want to continue to save? Because it's already exceeds your maximum purchase price. Otherwise, if you straight away block you and you're not able to save. So if you have no control on it, you make sure you maintain it as a -0. Otherwise, the message will keep from out. Right. So come to the multi-pricing. So as you can see here, so for each of the item, each of the UN, we can set price 1 to price 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if you have maintained 6 pricing for your item, so when you bill this item to your customer based on the multi-pricing, just now we set in the debtor maintenance. So if your system will decide, let's say just now the debtor I create under price 3. So when you buy this item, the pricing will come out 7 instead of 5. But you're still able to change it in the invoice. But you need to make it, you want to make it automatically, you can maintain all the pricing here. Right? Same thing, you can have minimum and maximum. Right? So but let's say price 1 to price 6 is difficult for you to recognize what is it for, you may right click on here, the empty space, the customized layout, sorry. Then you look for the price 1, price 6. Wait. Oh, sorry, it's not under here. It's under tools. From the tools option, you may change the name for price 1, price 2, 3, or 6. So you may change the name caption, then it will be easier to remember. right? So here we will show out the location, the quantity, and what's the later cost for the item. This part will update by the system automatically, so you don't need to worry about it. What do you mean by rate? You mean the maximum, is it? Right. Okay. Okay. So alternative code, which means this is the coding for your item, but if you know for alternative code item here, you can maintain like, let's say the item code for is too long for me to key in the invoice. I can have another alternative code or what we call old item code. You can key in here. Let's say it's only C05. So when the invoice, you can key in this or either this. If you point to the same item, which means if you key in C05, you cut out this one straight away. Right. Others, you can maintain your minimum quantity. So balance quantity will be same here. Reorder quantity, which means that when the time is come to when the item, the balance quantity is reached the reorder level, each time when you do reorder, how many quantity you're going to stock in, which means how many quantity you're going to buy. So reorder level, which means that what's the level if you prompt you for reorder. Which means if you tell you let's say you set 4, if your balance quantity come to 4 and lower than 4, system will let you know this item is under reorder level. You will consider to reorder for it. Normal level, maybe 10 will be normal, so the maximum. So the others you can have the shelf number and you have barcode. So if you key in barcode with the scanner, you can scan the barcode, then you point to the item code as well. So redeem bonus point will be only used if you're using membership or poll system. So all this you may key if you're going to use. Right. So far, any question before I proceed to the others? Any question on here? Let's say maximum price is 10, except for 100, 5% more is also a lot. Maximum price. The price you mentioned is for selling or purchase.
Purchase.
Yeah, the cost can be more than
the cost maximum purchase price, let's say I put 10, right?
Yeah.
If let's say when they create any PO that time, so the amount is like 11, so it's within the 5% of rate.
Oh no. If you straight away log into your maximum purchase price, it will not log into whether it's how many percent. So as your case is 11, which means already exceed the maximum, so it will prompt you for the measures. So you may decide whether you need to save or you need to change the price.
I see. So need to come back to this item, the stock item here to change the maximum purchase price, and only I can save the PO.
Yeah, if you have control on it, so you need to make sure the price is within the range. Otherwise, you're not able to save, but yeah, it inform you the message to tell you that it's already exceed, so you need to change it.
Okay. Thank
you. All right. So, any other question before I go into the replacement item? Okay, if no, Okay, so replacement item, if, you can track it as a substitute item for the, let's say if this item is out of stock, what item code can be used to replace it, but the item need to be the same type, otherwise it's not make sense. So let's say if for the same item you have two similar code, let's say this one is out of stock, you can maintain the replacement here. So when you're doing the billing, you choose this item code and system know that it's already back order or no more quantity, then you have an option to straight away choose the replacement item to override in the billing side. Right? So you may have the image for your item. If you have, you can put in a further description. So description 1 and 2, if you have more info for the item, you can key in here, like size, color, any other info, right? So external link is you have any document or any PDF document or any file related to the stock item, you can put in here. So when the time you just double click on it, then you will open the document for you. But you need to take notes, the document need to be able to access for all the computer if you have more than one PC. If you just put in, if you just browse the document on your PC, right? Other user using other PC, then they click on it, they will not able to find the file because the file is not on their PC. So with using this, you need to make sure you have the share drive or network drive, something like that, to make sure the file is able to access for everyone. Right? Notes. So notes you same thing as a further description, but notes will not show up. It's just a info that you can for internal report. Alright. So this is how you create your item. So if you're not using, make sure you're not adding anything here. Analysis code. Yeah, for item we have an Excel template. We can import item code together with all this information. That one I can share you after this, right? But you remind me, or you may call us after this, so you can get the template from our side. But it's in Excel. You need to fill in the info by yourself, and you can put it in, right? Okay. It should be larger. Yeah. So. So this should be larger than normal level. Right. So if you maintain all storage, if you have maintained normal level, you should make sure you have to add in minimum and maximum. So system will know the range. Right. If you have maximum 0 but your normal level will be 10, it will pop out the message like what showed just now. So maximum level need to more, like maximum quantity need to more than your normal level. Yeah. So each of the URL need to set as well. So otherwise, if you just want to persist, you just press no. Okay. Right. So this is for stock, how to create. Before I go to, maybe I just go to all the other stuff. So okay. So for stock item, as I mentioned, there's a 5 level. So all the level you can maintain here. So under more stock maintenance, brand, category, class, item type, and item group will be shown outside here. Right, so I come with the item type first. So item type, you just need to key in the type. If you have shortcode, you can key as well, and also with the description and notes. So the other 3 will be the same thing. All right. So because it's just for the like tagging, but for stock group it will be slightly different. If you go on the stock group, you can see something like this. So I spread out by hardware and software. So let's say with the stock group, if I look default account, so my sales account will be pointed to sales others. So if I demand, let's say I need to make sure, let's say for my hardware, I need to post to a GL code, what we call sales hardware. So we need to change here. So for cash sales, sales return, all this you can maintain different GL code based on your grouping. So when the item is tied correctly with the item group, so when you do the billing, the posting will be follow exactly what you set here. So here will be sales, here will be purchase. So purchase I didn't separate out, I use a general account like purchase. So all will be under purchase. Alright. So this is for stock group. Stock group is also can be filtered in the report, but stock group will also involve the GL posting. So other things will be same as the others. Alright. So any other question on creating the stock before I go into purchase and sales? If no, okay. So the next thing will be sales and purchase. Okay, so for sales we have quotation, sales order, PO, invoice, check sales, and credit note, right? So you can start with quotation or start with sales order or DO or invoice. It's not necessary to start with the first, then follow one by one. You can decide if you need to have quotation, then you create quotation. If you have invoice, then you create invoice. But quotation can be transferred to invoice. Let's say, for example, new. So when you first create the sales, you come to here. So here you need to choose your debtor. Okay. You can search if you have more and more. You can search by name or account number. Right. So in the debtor, so all the information like name, address, all will be captured from your debtor maintenance. So from here you can choose the branch. So here it could be the reference CC. Quotation number is showing new, but you can see QT-00. You can choose if you have different format. So by right is to start with QT. So we're showing new here. So if you want to know what's the next number you're going to use, you can refer to on the top here, QT001. Okay, the date, let's say 1st of June. So you can change the terms here. Even you already set the terms in your debtor maintenance, but you're able to change here. The terms you set in debtor detail, it just will help you to choose every time when you're doing the billing. But if you change for particular, you can just change from here. Delivery terms, payment terms you need to key in if you have. So sales agent. So shipyard is the shipping method. For the stock write-off, I will show you after the sales and purchase. If you under stock and fee. Later on, I will show you how can be done. Okay, shipping info. So as you can see, the multi pricing here, it will let you know for this chapter is under which type of the pricing. So if you have the option tick, so you may change it. Otherwise, it will become like this. You're not able to change. Okay. So once you've done all the master information here, you need to key in will be your item code. So there's three ways. To add in the item code, you can press the button here. Otherwise, you can see there's an insert. You can press the insert button on your keyboard. Or the faster ways, you can right click, just press add here. Right? So you can choose the item, let's say for laptop. So this is just a quotation. So it really did. So if you have multi-OM, you can change here. Okay, so the pricing will be changed accordingly based on what's the OM you use. So if because I didn't set any standard price, so it will be 0. I need to key in myself, let's say 799. So if you have any discount, you can put in here. So the discount here will be for only this item. So each of the detail item here are on discount. So for discount, you may key in either by value or either you by percentage. Let's say 80. So it will be 719. But if I add in a percent, so you will deduct by 80%. Okay, so you have decimal as well. Can be exact. Right. So if you have tax code, you can put in here tax. So exclude tax and include tax. Okay. So this one you can just delete. But this is how you key in. So you have more and more items, you just add in and add in. So if you after you key in all the items, but you need to change the arrangement, the sequence, right? Let's say you have the option here up and down, or you can just right click up and down. Okay. So using this thing, right? So to save, you have 3 options: save, set and preview, and save and print. So preview, which means you will straight away prompt you to the preview screen, or print, which means after you save, you can straight away print out, but you need to select the printer first. Okay, so besides that, on the top, there's few function here on the top. Okay, corner. All right. Okay. So, okay, from here you will have a group total. The group total is basically like if you have, so you can have a group total. So you can know the total for all these 2 items. But if you add in items behind below the group total, then you may have different. So if you group total, you only add on the total for the item on top of this line. So if you can see the second subtotal, it will not, it will stop here. Because this one you already add up of this, so it will not add up again, otherwise it will be double. Okay, so you can make use of this item. So in your invoice, you have the total. So you can show your customer for these 2 items what's the total, for these 2 items what's the total. You can separate out. Okay. So discount, you can set the discount for the whole transaction by percent or by value. So, the reason why it becomes 0 because you have the subtotal here. But if I move the thing out, yeah. So the discount you can put after the subtotal because there's no item there. So if I put out again, discount same as total, it will only applicable for the item above this line. All right. Okay. So you can search item, right? Then you have instant info, which means you can check the price history, the stock balance, the item info for the item that you highlight right now. If you highlight different item, the info will be changed here. So you can check the advertisement, up to date cost, and any debtor note. Okay. So you can copy from other quotation, or once the quotation saved, you can, if you want to issue the same quotation for different debtor, you will copy to a new one. Okay. Check transfer to, which means you can check whether this quotation is it transferred to any XO, DO, or invoice. So for now it's empty because I haven't did any transfer yet. Okay, besides this, here, edit, you can copy whole document or this thing, so you can decide whether it can be transferred or not. If you go and untick it, which means from the DO or an invoice, when you want to transfer from quotation, the QT001 will not be appear because you decide it cannot be transferred. Okay. So you can change calculate discount on unit price, which means that it will not calculate the discount on your total. It will calculate the discount on your unit price first, then multiply with the quantity, get the total. It will be slightly different if you're using this, the result come out. So you have all the profit calculator, tax summary, right? So you confirm everything is okay. So one more thing, you right click on here. Same thing, you can have a customized layout if you want to change the name of the each of the column. But the things I want to show is the use tab layout. Okay, so when you press it, it will form 3 tabs here. So for more header, you can change more information like quotation. You can have remark 1 to 4. So attention. So all this information will be captured from your debtor detail. So if you go and change the debtor info after you created the quotation, it will not update into here. It will remain the same. It will only affect the next quotation or next invoice you created. So as you can see, delivery information is empty because I didn't key in the delivery address for this customer. Right? So all the information will be captured if you have maintained in your debtor detail. But if you want, you can key in manually for your quotation. Okay, so if everything is okay, we just save. Right? So, and when on the stage of quotation, it will not deduct your stock quantity yet until you come to PO or invoice. So quotation is just basically great for a draft for your customer to check whether the price of the item that you quote is it okay. Then if customer agree with the quotation, then you can process it to sales order. To then you can come to sales order. So there's 2 ways to do it. You may manually key in all the things based on what you key in quotation. Second way, you can transfer from quotation. Because I done tick the option, so I cannot be transferred. So let's say I go and tick also transfer customer. Okay. So when I choose transfer from quotation, so it will show up. So for transfer, we have 2 types: full document transfer and partial item transfer. Okay. So full document, you only can choose by document number. Let's say you have multiple quotation, you can just pick the quotation. Then if you have 2 or 3 quotation, you pick it all, and you press OK, right? So the sales order will combine, will show out the item for total 3 of the quotation. So all the information exactly you will copy from, you will transfer from quotation. Okay. So when time you transfer, you have 2 options here: transfer document information, which means that the information in more header or the information on the top, whether you need to copy or not. Okay. merge the two item. Let's say, I'll do an example. Sorry, I create another quotation with the same item code, so you know what's the purpose of the merge two item. So let's say same item, I do it like this. So this one is like one, this one is 3. So the sales order, then the time of transfer. This is the new quotation I create. If I transfer the quotation with the merge detail item, so you can see the item 001, it will become quantity 2 because it's the same item code. Okay, it will automatically merge for me. But if I don't want, I need to remain the same because maybe same item code I have key in different description. So I don't want it to be merged. I need to make sure I can pick this one. Yeah, so it will show up like this. Okay. So if I transfer more than one quotation, then all the things will be combined. All right. So to be careful, if you have subtotal, so you can see it will be different because you add in the new item. Right. So if partial item transfer, which means it will break down by item code one by one, then it will let you know it comes from which of the quotation. Then you can just, because even the quotation have 4 items, but maybe you confirm only 2 items, so you only confirm 2 of it to sales order. Let's say this. So when you tick, if you know in the quotation have 3, so how many you want to transfer? Maybe you only confirm 2. This one confirm 1. So you're okay. So only the 2 items here will be captured. So for the quotation, it's not considered closed even you done the partial transfer. For the next sales order, you may still able to come here, partial transfer, and transfer the remaining. As you can see here, become 1 already. Because 3 minus 2 become 1, so you can transfer for the next SO. Okay. But once I transfer, I save. But if let's say the quotation I've been used in partial transfer, right? Like quotation 01, if I go under full document transfer, I can't file document the quotation that I already used for partial transfer. So is quotation 2. 3, so remaining 1, which means I done partial transfer. So if you've done for one time the partial transfer, the second time you're not able to transfer full because it's on part of the quotation is being transferred, so you cannot transfer full anymore. If you want to transfer the remaining one, you can manually go under partial and tick the remaining item for the same quotation, then you transfer again. Okay. So otherwise, I create another full transfer. So I can just save. So with the function of transfer, you don't need to key in all the things once again. So all the things will become copy over here, and there's a linking between your SO and your quotation. So in future, you will be able to trace it if you're using the function of transfer. Otherwise, if you key in manually, the quotation will remain open even you already key in all the information in SO, but the quotation is considered not yet complete or still open, not yet closed. You can now able to transfer to a new SO as well. Right. So for sales order, basically the things will be the same. They have the name, right? All the things will be need to key in if you want. Same as quotation. So you have more header as well. So more header for quotation, sales order, DO, or once the more header will be same. The only things will be different will be the description here. So sales order will be showing sales order. DO will be showing delivery order. So you have external link notes as well. Right, this is how you transfer. Okay, save. So just now I mentioned that if you're using transfer, you will have a linking function. So which means you can check from here, view flow. You highlighted, let's say SO02. You press view flow. So it will show you for this sales order, each transfer from which quotation. It's either full transfer, partial transfer, value transfer, or it's a payment. It will show up here. So let's say if I check another one with partial transfer, so it will be red colored. Another one will be blue colored. So if you're not using transfer, so when the time you check here, it will be nothing showing here. It will only showing you SO, but it will not showing in transfer from what quotation. Right? So if you have sales order, you can transfer to DO or invoice. It's the same process. So if you have DO, so DO you can transfer from quotation or sales order. Just now when we're doing sales order, we only can transfer from quotation. But for quotation, you only can copy from the existing quotation, but you cannot transfer from anything because it's the first stage of the sales. So basically, if you all is linked, you just transfer, then you don't need to do it once again. So for DO, so all the information will be the same. So for DO, when you print out, you will need to make sure the address you key in under here, otherwise it will not show any address. The address on here will only show for invoice SO quotation. DO will refer to here. Okay, so if let's say I show you an example, if I save it, the DO. So when you come to DO, it will prompt you this thing because for quotation and sales order, it will not deduct your stock quantity yet until you create DO or invoice. Then system will start to check whether the item have enough quantity or not. So let's say all my quantity is on hand will be 0. It will show you final will be negative. If become back order, do you still want to save the document? So it depends on the user ID you're using. For admin, you have the right to continue, but for normal user, you may control it, which means that if the item is no longer having any stock, then we are not able to save. So the yes button will be disappear. You only can press no or just press to cancel here. So if I just save it, okay, so I show you, let's say I preview for quotation. So you have different format can choose, SSD, text, and quotation. So you can see my address will be showing here. Okay, but if I preview my DO, even I already maintain the address for my debtor, but because of the delivery address is empty, so here will be showing nothing. So you need to make sure both of it you need to have, else will be no address. Okay. So basically DO, if you create, it will be sending when create quotation, all the information here. So you need to key item code. So all the links. So the entry for each, regardless what the document you're doing, so the entry parts will almost can say is the same lah. Just the transfer here will be different. Okay, so DO you can have two choice, quotation or SO. So when come to invoice, okay. So for invoice, you can transfer from quotation, transfer from sales order, transfer from DO, or transfer by value from sales order. This means that, let's say your sales order, you only key in quantity 1 for the item, let's say with 5,000, the price will be 5,000. So we can transfer only half to make billing first for the same item without deduct the stock item first. So let's say I transfer 50%, so my invoice will show 2,500, so I can make payment on this invoice first. All right. So we can check the transfer through, same thing. Okay, so for invoice, nothing much different. So you have to get the invoice date. So this thing, the way you add in item code will be the same. You drag it, that's it. So you can decide whether you need to transfer or not. But for invoice, for DO will not have any accounting document yet until you generate your invoice, sales invoice, then the AR invoice will be generated automatically. Then here will be start posting to your GL. Okay, so for invoice, you may have two options here, whether post to GL or post to stock. Okay, maybe for some reason you create the invoice, but you don't want to deduct the stock. You maybe create just for billing to correct payment from your customer. If you untick this one, which means that even you save the invoice, right? Let's say I save the invoice. Even my quantity is already negative. By right, if you post to stock, it will prompt you is already back order, do you want to save it? But it doesn't post to stock, I can save without the thing prompt out. Which means that if you untick this one, even you use the item code here, but you will not update your stock level by untick this option. Same thing, if you untick post to GL, it will not update your sales account, sales GL code as well. So maybe this one, if you untick this two, maybe this for this invoice, you just need to create and print out for your customer to review. Then you may be able to collect the payment. So you may have the choice to delete untick this one, so it will not affect your GL and it will not affect your stock level. Right? Same thing can be ticked on DO. Just now I mixed out. DO have the same thing, but DO is only have post to stock because DL will not post anything to GL. So no point that have to post to GL here. Right? So let's say I reach for invoice, then we can do AR payment on this. So for payment part, I will show if you have a remaining time or extra time. I will show you how to make the payment to off the invoice. So when it comes to invoice, you cannot transfer to. The only thing you can transfer invoice will be to transfer it to credit note. Let's say customer return the item there or they need to a discount, you may transfer from invoice as well. So transfer to invoice, you have a button here return. If in credit note, if you tick the return here, which means your stock level will be increased, which means the item will come back to your store. But maybe some of the case, customer want you to, they want discount or maybe refund or anything, but the stock will not return, then you make sure you need to untick this one. All right, this is for the credit note. Right, so once you come to invoice, transfer to invoice, before you make payment, you can check again. So you can see, oh, sorry, I didn't did the transfer. If I'm using transfer, you can have a you may know the connection. Yeah, so if you transfer more and more, then here will be more and more shown up. Then when the invoice you make payment, then you have another line point to your payment. All right, this is for your sales. So other things you will be have to have cash sales and debit note. Debit note, it will be the same thing as your invoice. Maybe you need to charge additional charges for your bill, then you can create debit note. So the entry part will be the same. So cancel SO. When your SO being cancelled, you can make use of this function, transfer the SO to here. Yeah. So with this function, so which means that the SO we need to close it without delete it or void it from the SO side. We can do using cancel SO and transfer it, so we can have a record knowing that what's the date we cancel the SO, all this thing. So same thing applicable to DO, you have a delivery return. Same thing, you need to transfer from DO as well. Because the DO I already transferred to invoice, so there's no more DO for me to do the delivery return. All right. So cash sales, you basically a sales like cash sales will seem similar to retail. So you need to create debtor. Yes, that one you can be managed under access right. So for the post to store or post to GL, you can set what's the user can able to do it and what the user not able to do it. Yeah, same for the access sales order and bill on it for DO. That one can be done by doing through the access right. You may customize from it. Okay. Let's not. Okay, just sales. So for invoice, we will create invoice first. Later on, we will need to do AR payment to knock off. But cash sales, the payment will be done one shot from here. Let's say I do example. Cash sales is normally for some the retail sales. So let's say it's 9. That's what. Okay. So from here, you can straight away choose the payment method, how it pay for you, cash. Yes. So the in cash, then how much you could change, right? Or credit card. So you need to have credit card account up here, then credit card number. So multi-payment, if the customer pay by credit card and cash at the same time, you need to have multi-payment. Then you can choose the payment method here. How they're going to pay and how much they are paid and what's the date. Okay. If you save the cash sales as a credit sales, which means that you need to do a payment after this like invoice. Okay. Yeah, so you will have outstanding. But if you create normal cash sales, right, the outstanding will be 0. Customer pay by cash. Yeah. So the payment will be done one shot. Unless you create as a credit sales, so you need to create a payment after this. Right? This is for cash sales. So here will be all the report in the sales. So money analysis report. So it will show you you can do a grouping, whether you need to buy debtor code, item group, or item code, all these things. So you can check for month by month, what's the amount you already sold up and what's the quantity. But if you buy debtor, then you only have amount. Okay. then you will have sales analysis. All this report you may try up when you're using. So for this, you may check for each of the debtor, what's the total balance and which of the document it come from. Okay, and you have more and more, you can try it. So profit and loss is basically you can check your margin of the document. Yeah, it will show you the profit or loss. Right, so all this I will not go for I will not go further detail on the report, so you may try it. Okay, so this is for sales. Any question for sales for now? Okay, first thing the question is access right? The one is if can you may call us. I can guide you from there. All right. And workflow October, for example, okay. Just now mark of it. SO to have. If you want to have the approval control, right? If you have a plugin on this, which means you can set for SO for different user maximum. If you based on your SO amount, let's say you can set for user A, it can create SO up to 500. If you create a SO with a total amount more than 500, they will need other user or admin to approve it first to make sure it's approved. Then you only can transfer to DO or invoice. That one you need to use it together with a plugin. You have a plugin for it. All right. Any other question? But without the plugin so far, if you're using original, right, you will not have the choice for you to decide whether it's approved or not. So as long as the SO is not transferred yet or not cancelled or not deleted, then you'll be able to transfer to DO. Right? Is it any other question for sales? If no, I will go into purchase. I will go on purchase, but the concept will be same as sales lah. Yeah, the credit limit can have, it will be under your debtor maintenance. So you have a credit control. So from here you can set the credit limit and how many credit terms overdue limit. Okay. Then you can set credit control all document, which means if you have quotation SO, if you choose for all document, then you will applicable for quotation SO, DO, invoice, etc. So you can choose individual sales order. If exceed the credit limit, either it no block, either it will block you and forward your message, either you will need you to key in the password for admin. So else you can straight suspend, which means that when you create anything, it's already over the limit, so it will still be suspend. Yeah, you will have a control. You can do a control here by keying in the credit limit, and you can manage it's only applicable for one of the document. But the credit limit is will be used when the time you save the SO. Let's say that you currently creating a SO will already exceeds the credit limit. You're not able to save. So same thing, but if you haven't saved, then you cannot transfer to DO. It's not control when the time when you transfer SO to DO. It's the time when you save the SO. Then you can have a credit limit control. Okay. So, any other question?
So let's say when I save that time, the SO is already exceed the credit limit, right? So what should I do? Can I proceed to save, or should I increase the credit limit? Then I come back and save the SO.
Okay, let's say I show you, maybe I should show you an example. So let's say this customer have a limit of 1,000. So I take it control by creditor. Let's say for all the procurement. So you can set either block or new password. Let's say I set block first. I let you see what's the. So when I create sales order or any other things for the customer, right? So because my limit is 1,000, so let's say I'll put it 2,000. It will prompt you this because I put it as a block, so it will not have any other option for me. I only can press OK. Maybe you need to ask your debtor to settle the outstanding first, or need to increase the credit limit. Okay, this is the first thing. So you're not allowed to save. But let's say I'm using new password, right? And I save again. So you can key in a username with a password, which the user need to make sure you have the right to approve the credit limit. So this one you can set in SSRite as well. Who will be the user can approve, and who will be the user cannot approve. So let's say admin should have, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, once you key in the admin password, then you're able to save. Right, this is how the system helps you to manage the control the credit limit. It will not, when the time you transfer, it will not prompt anything. It will only prompt when you save. Right? Is there any other question? Right. If no, I will process to purchase. Alright. So for purchase, the flow basically will be same as sales. So I just recap again. So for your sales, quotation you can go to, so you can see you can transfer from up to down, but you cannot be a reverse way. So it will be easier to remember. Alright, quotation can be transferred to SO, DO, or invoice. SO can be transferred to DO or invoice, and DO and only can be transferred to invoice. Right? So for purchase, as building here. So first thing will be purchase request, right? Purchase request is a new document type for V2. Purchase request is mainly used for internal staff if they need to purchase anything. So you can see here, you can key in request by who. So if the staff need to key in their name. Mainly you for the staff who not from purchasing department, they need to purchase something and need to get approval from purchase department, right? They can create a purchase request here. As in my name. So I can request to purchase a mouse. Maybe my customer need for it, so I can press here. Then you can specific. You need to get the item from which supplier. So when the purchasing department they can refer on it. Right. Otherwise, if you know, you can just leave it empty. So you can just key in how many you want. Okay, this is just an internal document. So when you save, okay, let's say you have purchasing department that can see the request here. Okay, then they may approve of it. The reason why I will approve automatically because I'm using admin. So if you have different user, if you create, right, you still need a admin or any user from purchasing have the access right to approve your request. Come and approve your request first, then you only can transfer to quotation, orders, all these things. Okay, let's say my request being approved, then you need to proceed to quotation. Yeah, you can transfer from purchase request, but I'm not sure PO can or not. So I know that cannot be. Yeah, it can. Right. So and you when the request been submitted and been approved, so the purchase staff need to what they need to do. They can start doing quotation from supplier, request quotation from supplier, or they straight away can process to PO. Let's say then transfer from purchase request. So it will be partial because for purchase request they have no info like creditor code, address, all the things. As you can see just now, you just need to key in the staff name and the item with quantity. So what you can do is only partial transfer. Yes, then you need to choose which supplier you need to go into request quotation. So from IT shop, then you have the request number, date, returns. If you have purchase agent, you can put in. So here you can put in item as well. So same thing, you can copy and copy from the other quotation, or you copy it to a new quotation. So we transfer. If the quotation can be created even you doesn't have to use the purchase request lah. It's just an option. So same thing, you will have the more header as well for your purchase side. So as you can see, yeah, you have this because for creditor you only maintain billing address. So if you key in this is delivery address. Okay. Alright, this one should be empty. I think this one is come from my customer side. Shouldn't have this thing. Okay. So the entry basically will be the same. Okay. So same thing, you can decide whether you can transfer or not. So other things all they will be same as sales quotation, and you can see or zero voucher. Right, once the quotation is okay, then you need to proceed to purchase order, or you may straight away go to GIN and PI is also acceptable. But if you want to step by step, you need to have purchase order. Same thing, so for purchase order, there's an option here. You can transfer from sales order because for sales, if let's say you create some sales order after your customer confirm the quotation, but you found that the stock is not enough for you to process PO anymore, so you can create a PO, then you can do purchase from here, right? Okay, so let's say we transfer from quotation, or the request will be no more because all of the quantity be transferred to quotation. So we can transfer from quotation. So the code cannot be changed because I'm using transfer. So all this information. If the order you need to change the price, you can change it to be lower or higher. So you have more header, same thing. Okay, then you can save. So same as sales, request, quotation, and PO, if you not if you not increase your stock level yet until you created GIN or PI. GIN is in opposite side of your DO. you may receive the stock first, but not come to the building stage yet. So GRN, you can come from occupation or PO. So let's say we come. So let's say we PO for 10, but only arrive 5 first, half of it. So we can transfer 5. Then okay. So the pricing normally will not be changed. It will need to be same as your PO, but you're able to change it. Okay. So same thing for all this. So save. So once you save the GRN, so your stock will be increased by 5 quantity. So when we can check from here stock item. Because we sold more than that, so you still remain negative. Okay. So same thing for GRN, you can decide whether you need to post the stock or not. If let's say I take from here. If I check the stock, it will be -1, right? So I refresh will be -6, right? Okay, so same thing when you receive the GRN. So if you want to make payment to your supplier, you can convert it to purchase invoice. Okay. So using full. Let's see. So even I take post to stock from GRN, but invoice because I remain it tick, so it will update here as well. So same for purchase invoice, you can decide whether you need to post to GL or post to stock. So it's basically it will be same as your sales invoice. So from here, once you're done, then you can proceed to your payment for your supplier. So you will have the real flow from here. So you can see partial, full, partial, full. One thing I miss out when you're using when you're checking on the flow, right? If you want to straight away go into it, you can just press on it. So you straight away bring you back to the quotation or PO. You can check the detail from here. Okay. So purchase, when purchase you have cash purchase as well, like your cash sales, but cash purchase will not it's not a common function, which means I didn't saw much people using it because but the concept is same as your cash sale. You can make the payment here or you can put it as a credit purchase. Okay. Then you have purchase return, which means the credit note you can transfer from PI, which means you need to return some stock to your supplier. If you found it's broken or not the stock you want, you can transfer it from purchasing invoice. Yeah. Okay. Then you have cancel PO and goods return. This one is you used to cancel the PO, same as the sales order, you need to transfer from it. Then goods return, same thing, you need to transfer from the GI. Right? So you have those money purchase analysis the report as well. So it will be the same. Okay. So come to here for purchase. Any other question? You missed the approval workflow, right? If you have the same thing for SO and PO, sales quotation and purchase quotation. There's 4 documents inside the plugin. So as I mentioned just now, you have the plugin as well. And for creditor, you may have the credit control, same as what I showed you just now. So you can applicable for purchase order, GIN, invoice, and cash purchase. Okay, same thing. Round figure. Let's say I go back to the PO. my PO here. For people for the not price. You mean rounding up, is it? If you mean round figure, what can I get is you mean if you have decimal, is it? You need to round it up, is it? Based on my understanding. Right, this one, yeah, let's say you have this, right? If you want to have the rounding function, once you open it, if you okay, it will be under tools option. Then you look for invoicing. There's a price and rounding. So for each of the document, you can decide whether you need to disable, enable, or enforce. Let's say for PO, I enable it. Okay. So for PO, I may have an option here. Then I tick. So routing will be done here. Otherwise, it will remain 200.99. So here will be routing, the pricing routing. The difference between enable and enforce, right? Enable, if you add in the option here, you can decide tick or either untick. But if you put enforce, right, it will be tick all the way. It cannot be changed. It means is necessarily need to have the routing. It is considered fixed or force you to have a routing. Yeah, this is so if in only for PO, other document you can set as well. Depends on the requirement. Okay. Okay. Is there any other question for purchase? Okay, sorry, maybe too fast. Okay, it's under tools here. You can see my screen, right? Tools. Then you go under option. So you can see general here. Then you look for invoicing, the third one, invoicing. Then the last one, price and routing. Then you will show out one by the document type. Then you can set enable, enforce, or disable. Disable, which means you have no option for you to take. Then enable, you may prompt out, it will show out the option, then you can decide whether routing or you don't want to routing for the particular invoice. But enforce, which means that it will force you to, it will automatically tick for you. All right. All right. What if foreign customer prior paying USD? The one you need to have one thing we call multi-currency. So with the multi-currency, you need to go under general maintenance, look for currency maintenance. Then you need to add in the currency code, the exchange gain and loss account. Let's say in your case USD. So I'm not sure the rate, I just put it for the dollar symbol. Then you can have the gain and loss account. So once you created the currency here, and the time if you have foreign supplier, okay, say, then you can change the currency here. So when you save it, if you do any purchase in document related to the USD supplier, it will be USD, and you can change the rate here. So let's say, so normally it will be NYR if you're using USD. So quantity. So you need to make sure that the unit price you key in here will be USD. So it will convert for you. Local in MRR will be 600. So once you enable the multi-currency, so this thing, the currency code and the rate will prompt out for when you're doing billing or when you're doing any document like payment, it will also prompt out so you can change it from there. Right? For the roundup, if you've done the setting, maybe you need to log out and log in. Sometimes you need to log out and log in first. Yeah. All right. Is there any other question before I go into the stock entry? All right. So this is for purchase and sales. So there's one question that's just now someone asked about the stock entry, stock write-off, how to do. So for stock entry, all will be under stock menu here. So just now we go through all the menus here. So you can see bottom you have stock take, adjustment, issue, all this thing. I will go it one by one. So stock take, because normally company will did a stock count quarterly or half year or 1 yearly, so you can create a stock here. Stock take, okay, from here. You can key in the reference document, so you can key in the stock take for maybe right. The stock take, the date here will need to make sure it's correct, because once the date you change here, if you get the stock balance quantity based on the date you put in here, which means you put 1st of June, right? So the stock quantity showing for all these items will be, so you can see on hand will be 0. So we need to calculate on hand. Because it's 0, because we have no, just now what we do will be in the middle of June. So if I change it to current date, calculate. Yeah, so because I have this purchase and sale, so it will show me the on-hand quantity. On-hand quantity is the balance quantity currently automatic update by the system. Okay. So for stock take, what you need to do, you just key in the item code, and system will let you know what's the on-hand in your system. Then you key in what's the physical that you count in your store. Let's say for this I have 3 in my store. This one have 2, 5, 10. So system will let you know what's the difference between your physical and your on-hand. Okay. So from here, if you set the stock take, it will not adjust your stock level yet, because as we can see, they still be remaining negative. Okay. So if I go the stock take, you can see, because stock take maybe you take more than 1 day, you may save it first, then later on the second day you continue, you may add the item. All right, then you can key in from here. Okay, this is for stock take. So you will not update your quantity yet until you go to post it to adjustment on the top here. So when you key in all the physical quantity for all the items, once you've done the topic, then you can post to transaction, post to adjustment, you press it. If you create a new stock adjustment for you, right, then you will let you know post from stock take the number scale 0001. Then the stock adjustment number will be ADJ 0001. So the date you can put in maybe end of the June, only adjust all this stock. So as you can see, the different quantity here, 4, 2, 7, 11, it will automatically key in for you in the adjustment. So because it's -3 and your on hand is -1, but your on hand is 3, so you need to add in 4 to get the balance to be 3. So system will automatically post the difference to adjustment for you. So you don't need to calculate by yourself how many you need to adjust. With the stock take, it will be easier. So you can just key in. And if you want to adjust the cost, you can put in the cost here. Then, if you make sure the quantity is correct, the item code is correct, okay, you press save. So once we save the stock adjustment and we check again the balance, it will update accordingly. 3, 2, 5, 10, based on what you key in the stock take. Right? If you create a stock tag, but without posting to stock adjustment, it will not affect anything. So if you check for the stock tag, if you already post to adjustment, you're not able to edit unless you go and delete the stock adjustment here, or you cancel it. So let's say I delete. So I refresh. So from here, my stock tag able to change after this. Okay. So for stock tag, there's a few functions here. So recalculate, when you change the date, you make sure you press the recalculate on hand quantity. So make sure the system capture correct quantity. And post to adjustment is what we done just now. So add item by filtering. So maybe you have too many items, you cannot add one by one. So let's say for today you only do for certain group or type. You can just choose it from here. Let's say maybe I use a new one. So let's say if I add, yeah. So if you detect what's the item under this group, then you add it for me automatically. So you don't need to add it one by one. It will take time, okay? But you can search item from here, then check all and add in. It's also the same. Okay, so is it add field item by filtering? Merge. For merge, right? It will be, let's say we have this case. Alright, it should merge the same item code, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so as you can see, it will create out the duplicate item code. Because if you have 2, right? So here you gain 3, here you gain 5, then the adjustment will be weird. So total, we will total up for you. But in case you only have 5, but you just key in double, so system will give you how to merge. So first time you count, you have 8, then but the second time you count it, you count the same item, but you gain 5. So this will be the merge item to make sure you have not key in any double. So then you can see here will become the wrong quantity that you need to update again. Okay. So this is for stock take. Stock take is basically the main purpose is to help you to speed up your work when you're doing stock adjustment, because for stock adjustment you need to calculate what's the on hand in your system and what's the actual you have, then you need to manually key in how many you need to adjust. So with the stock take, you just key in how many you have, system to calculate for you. Then you just post the adjustment from here. Right, this is for stock take. Okay. So stock adjustment, like what we did for stock take just now, even without stock take, you can manually do stock adjustment as well. So okay, so you need to add in the item code. Maybe you need to just adjust for certain item. and you need to choose it. Then you need to think how many you need to add, or you need to minus how many. Then you can just put in here. So system will adjust accordingly based on what you key in here. Right. So nothing too much for stock adjustment. Stock adjustment is basically when you need to, you found that the quantity is not tally, then you can do adjustment from here. Okay. Then you can just see. So we recommend you because I adjust 0 to be -3. So you can check whether it's still you key in wrongly, or if it's, you make sure it's okay, then you can just save. So the things will be updated. Okay. Alright, so there's 3 things here. Stock issue. Stock issue will be minus out your stock, but other than it's not go through by sales, which means maybe you give out your stock as a sample or a testing to your customer, someone else. Stock issue, the main purpose will be deduct your stock level, which means take out the stock from your store other than go through by sales. So you may deduct your stock from here. Maybe you can set sample. Maybe you probably give it as a sample to someone else, then you can create a stock issue from here. How many? And the cost. Alright. So here will be minus out your stock item level as well. So now 0. If I save the stock issue, it will be -1. Right? So stock receipt, opposite way of your stock issue, you increase your stock level other than go through the purchase. Maybe your supplier give you a sample or free some testing sample. Then you can put it under here as a stock receipt. And so the unit cost will come out automatically if you have did any purchase for it. So you will pick it up as a cost. Okay. So my mouse will be more. Okay, so this is for stock receipt. So okay, so just now I remember someone asked about like your item is broken and not able to sell, right? The one you can done under stock write-off. Write-off, right? It will same thing. It will minus out your stock level, but the quantity, the costing, right? The costing will not be deducted, which means that let's say for your item you have 10 on hand, each of the costing will be, let's say, okay, maybe I take an example. So I need to check my stock card, see what's the costing for all items. So let's say you can see my Apple, my quantity is -1, cost will be -3, right? Okay. Stock write-off, it will only adjust, which means it will only deduct your quantity, but it will not change your costing. So the costing will be shared by the remaining quantity. So let's say you have 10, each of the you have 10 quantity, each of the item cost for 100. So total the costing will be 1,000. So by right, if you give out or you sold out, then the balance quantity and the balance cost will become, let's say you sold out 1 quantity, then the balance quantity will be 9. Your cost will be 900. But for write-off, right, because the item been damaged or broken, it cannot be sold. So you need to create stock write-off. Okay. Then key how many quantity. Even if you show out the unit cost here, Okay, but when you save, you only deduct the quantity, but the balance cost will remain the same, which means the remaining quantity need to share the cost. So by creating stock write-off, your average cost will be higher. Let's say for just now the scenario, each of the item will cost only 100, but when I write off one of it, so my balance will be 9, but my balance cost will remain 1000. So 1000 divided by 9, so your average cost will be 100 and something instead of remain 100. This is how the system will calculate when you're doing stock write-off. All right. Okay. So same thing, you can just stream the quantity and save. This is how you did when you found that some item is broken, then you can create write-off from here. Okay. Update cost is a entry. Basically, you just use to update the real cost in your stock item maintenance wish list. So as you can see, your item. This one I mentioned the real cost cannot be updated because you may update it by creating the stock update cost. Let's say, for example, this item. But this one you need to depend on your tools option. There's a setting on that. So this is it. So you update your cost. Because the reason why the update from 3 to 10 is not update into the real cost, you need to check your tools option. This part will be quite complicated, but normally the stock update cost will ready to use it. Let me check. There's a setting there. Yeah. I'm sorry, this here. Oh, sorry, it's under here. Then move to here. So if you click this one, then you update to the real cost instead of the standard cost. So you save again. I check again the stock item. So you will update here. All right. So this is basically how you do the stock in, stock out, and your adjustment for your stock. So then, beside of that, you can check stock card report. Stock card report, you can check within the date range you set for your item. What's your balance quantity, the costing on the thing. If you see the button here can be pressed, right? So you can see the detail. It might how many you out, and you go through what's of the document, in, out, and the costing. So if you found any costing or the quantity is not correct, basically you can trace it from stock type. Okay. So we list out all the detail transaction by transaction. So here you can decide you need to include zero balance, or you can do filtering from here. Item type, item group, so brand, category, class. Stock balance, basically you just use to check the balance quantity up to the date you set. So if you are closed 1st of June, it will be 0, nothing. Okay, but if you want, you can show all record, put no transaction, so you can see the changes. So 1st of June, all will be 0. Then to today, then because of the purchase and the sales, so you have quantity. You can check the code, the UN, whether it's how many, the costing, right? Then you have more and more report, aging report. can check for the June, how many you've sold out and what's the stock total. Compared with cost, you can get the margin because the cost is 0 because you actually always sell it without creating any purchase, so the costing will be not correct. Okay. So this is your entry for your stock. Any other question on it? It's quite straightforward for stock. No, any other question? Alright, so if no question, the next thing I show you will be some of the general maintenance you might need to use and also the payment. Alright, so most of the thing, if you want to add in like area, debtor type, all will be, you can find it under general maintenance. Also like user, etc. you can find that here. So most of the maintenance will be under here. Okay, so as you can see, you can set account type, address, maintenance as well. Okay. Then let's say the most important will be, just now we mentioned, the area you can put in here for your debtor and creditor. You just need to put in the code and the description, then you're able to choose it in your debtor. Right? General maintenance, as you have a CM type credit terms. So let's say you want to have more and more terms, you can create here cash within cash COD. So you can check due in how many days. So 30 days, which means the days. So even you put in, let's say, but the terms you don't need to be too long, just straight away change from here. All right. So for the terms, you may only you also can set if let's say the customer pay you within how many days, you can entitle how many percent of discount. Then you have more option due on day of next month. So I put first day of the first month, which let's say my invoice date is 1st of March. So my due date will be 1st of April. Right? So this one will be due on the first day before the end of the month. So the due date will become 31 of March. Then if I'm using this, then it will become 30 of April. Depends how you set. So you can add in more and more credit terms here. Okay. Then currency just now I show you. So debtor type and creditor type is over here. So debtor type basically will be empty here. So I just create two of it for foreign knocker. So when I preview my aging and report, I can filter by the type. So you just need the type and the description. Okay, so I think the numbering format, okay. From here, you can do some numbering format for your document. So the system will break down by category like GL, manufacturing will be stock, then others. So for this will be sales and purchase will be numbers. So let's say, for example, invoice. So there's you have a default like I-001. So the next number you can see what's the next number you're going to use. 3, which means that the next invoice I see it will become I0003. Okay, so if you found the number being duplicate and you cannot be saved, you need to check the next number here whether it's being used. Right, then you can you can change from here. So you can set the maximum number 0 for no control. Then you can change the format here. Right, the format here you can did something here like the alphabet you can change whatever you want. Let's say sales invoice. Then you want to put in year and month, right? You can refer here, bottom here, it will show you the format. You need to put in exactly the same. So if you put 2Y, you only take the last 2 digits. You can see the sample here. When you change, you update accordingly. So be careful if you want the month, you need to make sure it's a capital because double M with the small letter, right, you represent the minutes of current times. Okay. So N will be 1 digit, then double N will be 06. If you have day, I think day doesn't have day, yeah. Okay, you can customize a format here. All right, then you need to close it. Then you have a dash. If you want, then here will be December. You can add in whatever you want. If you want to that year and month, you make sure you follow this format. Then there's an option here. Each month with a different running set number, which means you can do something like you can add the year. So when you create invoice for January, for each of the month, you will start it with 0. So let's say for June, you already upgrade until 567. So when time you create the invoice for July, the system detected the invoice date is July. So the running number will start with 1 again. So you can decide whether you need to use this one or not, right? So which means every month it will start with 1. Okay. So if I do an example here. So my June is up to 567 if I change it to July. So it will be July 001. Okay. Then instead of numbering, you may set journal type. Not necessary, it's already have. Then will be your sales agent and purchase agent. You can set here. So if you separate out, so once you created in sales agent, purchase agent, if you have the same person, you need to create as well. Okay, just the name. If you have signature and email as well, you can key in. So same as purchase. Okay. Any other question for the general maintenance? The others you can try on it because it's a lot here. Okay. So I only show you what's the related to your sales and purchase. Okay. And before I go into the payment, any other question for the general maintenance? Okay, right. So the last thing will be your payment. So for payment, let's say if you have sales invoice and purchase invoice created. So if you want to do payment, it's under AR or AP. So let's say receipt payment. You can do it AR receipt payment. Okay. So from here, great. So the things is showing here is come from the cash sales. So if you're using cash sales, the payment will be created automatically. So if you're using sales invoice, you need to create, select the debtor. Regardless of the debtor you select, the outstanding invoice here will be changed. It will show only, we show the outstanding invoice for the particular debtor. So let's say I pay for LC. So if you multi-currency, you can change the payment currency here, whether you receive by MIR or USD. Then you can change the decision. The number will be here. So you need to select the payment method. You need to, the payment method showing here will based on your chart account, your account list. So the normal one will be bank and cash. Okay, so whether you pay by bank, then you can know it goes to which account. Cash it goes to which account. So let's say I receive by cash. You just key in how many you receive. Let's say 500. Do you have any bank charges? If no, just read it 0. So it's RCHQ, which means return check. If you receive the payment, but the check in return, you need to take it here and key in the date when it be returned, maybe the end of the June. So you have this info in your bank record. You can see two record here. One will be bank in, then another will be withdraw. Then in June of at the end of the June, so it will showing 500, but it's returned. So okay, so let's say we don't return. So we receive 500, but our invoice is only 250. Let's say you have more than one invoice, you can apply one payment on multiple invoice. So we can just take it. The north date will follow your payment date automatically, but you can change it after or equal to the payment date. It cannot be earlier than the payment date. Yeah, because in 22 of June you haven't received your payment yet. How come you can now by the time? Okay. So what you have not 250, so you can see unapplied you have another half haven't used, but you can save on the time. Okay. So and go back to check your sales invoice. Yes. Otherwise, very safe. So the 250, the outstanding becomes 0. Then for the remaining 250, if you have more and more invoice created in future, you can come back and edit the payment. Then you take it, you can apply for the next invoice, but with the north date, with a different north date, maybe in July or August. All right. Okay, this is how you do AR payment. So AP payment is also the same. Just come to AP payment. That's new. You select creditor. Maybe you just set whether you pay. You need to credit out from which bank account. Maybe you pay by bank. And just take it. It's the same process as your AR payment. Then from here you can edit and view the coding detail. And it will show you how they do it. You will debit your creditor, credit your bank. And you save. So this is how you settle out your outstanding for your invoice, which is what we call a make payment for your sales invoice and purchase invoice. All right. So beside that, is there any other question? I think that's it for today. If you have any question, you can ask now. Oh, but if you have no question now, but if you recall after later on, if you recall any question you need to ask, you can call our office or our support line. Which one? You mean the recording? Yes, if you need it, we can send it to you. Yeah. Right. So is there any other question? You may raise it up, maybe or later on. You'll find out anything in class. You can call our office and look for our support. Alright, thanks. Right. No any other question, then we can end by now. Right. Thanks for the time to joining this training. Right.